Are you caring too much about what others think? If so, it's destroying you. The fear of other people's opinions controls your actions, suffocates your desires, and makes you live a life that isn't even yours. But what if I told you that there's a hidden power in simply stopping caring? That by letting go of this weight, you can finally gain respect, freedom, and inner peace. Let's break down exactly how to do it. Take a moment and think. How many decisions have you made in the last few months based on what others might think? How many times have you hesitated to do something because you feared judgment? Maybe it was an idea you had but never acted on, an outfit you wanted to wear but didn't, or even an opinion you swallowed just to avoid conflict. The problem is, the more you care about what others think, the more trapped you become by their expectations. You stop living your truth and start playing a role designed to please others. Little by little, your identity fades, and before you even realize it, you become someone you no longer recognize in the mirror. This excessive concern doesn't just steal your authenticity, it locks you into a cycle of insecurity and external validation. A vicious cycle where your happiness depends on other people's approval, meaning you never feel truly free. The truth is, society wants you to care. From an early age, we are conditioned to seek approval. We grow up hearing things like, "What will people think? You need to make everyone happy," or "Be a likable person." At first, it seems harmless. After all, it's natural to want to fit in and be accepted. But over time, this need for acceptance becomes an invisible prison. You start measuring your worth by the number of likes, compliments, and social validation you receive. You stop making authentic choices out of fear of upsetting others and force yourself to conform to standards that don't even make sense to you. But who makes the rules? Who said you need anyone's permission to live the way you want? If you really think about it, you'll realize that many of the rules we follow are arbitrary, imposed by a society that doesn't always have your best interests at heart. And the biggest irony, most of the people whose opinions you fear don't even have control over their own lives. So why would you let them control yours? Here's the problem. The more you care, the weaker you become. You start shaping your personality around the expectations of others, losing your essence in the process. When you try to please everyone, you please no one, not even yourself. Because living for other people's expectations means ignoring your own. And when you ignore your own needs, dreams, and ambitions just to satisfy others, you become a prisoner of a life you never truly chose. This is one of the biggest reasons why so many men feel lost, frustrated, and without purpose. They live for social acceptance, yet deep inside, they feel empty because they're not being true to themselves. Caring too much sabotages your confidence, paralyzes your growth, and destroys your identity. Every time you give in to the fear of judgment, you reinforce the idea that external approval is more important than your own truth. Think about the men you admire most. They're not the ones who blindly follow popular opinion, but those who have the courage to be authentic. They're the ones who challenge norms, speak their minds, and live by their own principles, not by the expectations imposed by others. They take a stand, take risks, and are not afraid to upset people. And this pattern repeats throughout history. The men who truly leave a legacy are the ones who dare to be different. Successful men understand that true freedom comes from within. They know that you can never make everyone happy, so the only logical path is to satisfy yourself. Steve Jobs, for example, was fired from his own company and ridiculed by the industry, but stuck to his vision and returned to revolutionize the world with the iPhone. Elon Musk faces constant criticism, but keeps innovating and pushing boundaries because he refuses to let public opinion dictate his actions. And Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Roman emperors and Stoic philosophers, believed that tranquility comes from focusing on what you can control and ignoring what's beyond your reach, including what others think of you. The question is, do you want to be the main character of your own life or just an extra in someone else's script? The first step to true freedom is understanding that your happiness cannot depend on other people's approval. The world will always have something to say, but at the end of the day, the only voice that truly matters is yours. So how can you develop this mindset? First rule, understand that most people aren't thinking about you. Yes, really. Everyone is too busy dealing with their own insecurities and problems to pay attention to every little thing you do. Once you realize this, you'll see how pointless the fear of other people's opinions really is. Second, question the importance of every judgment. If someone criticizes you, ask yourself, is this person living the life I want? Do they have the results I admire? If the answer is no, then why the hell should their opinion matter? Third, practice strategic indifference. This doesn't mean becoming insensitive or arrogant. It means learning to choose where to place your emotional energy. If something doesn't contribute to your growth, ignore it. If a criticism comes from someone who doesn't respect your path, discard it. Fourth, detach yourself from outcomes. This means doing things simply because you want to, without expecting validation. Life becomes incredibly lighter when you stop seeking approval for every choice you make. The biggest trap of caring too much is that it makes you a slave to other people's expectations. You start measuring every action, every word, and every decision based on what others might think. This limits your potential and makes you live a life that isn't your own. The fear of judgment becomes an invisible prison where you don't allow yourself to make mistakes, take risks, or even discover who you really are. But here's the reality. No one else is going to live your life for you. No one else will feel the consequences of your choices as much as you will. In the end, when you look back, you don't want to realize that you spent years trying to please everyone while your own happiness was neglected. When you embrace this truth, you become unstoppable. You take back control of your own life and start making decisions that actually make sense to you. And trust me, the sense of freedom that comes with that is priceless. You become more confident, more secure, and, most importantly, more authentic. People naturally gravitate toward authenticity because it's rare. A man who doesn't bow to the fear of disapproval has a magnetic presence. He earns respect. He attracts opportunities. He lives without regrets. So here's your challenge. For 1 week, pick a situation where you would normally hesitate out of fear of judgment and just do what you want. Don't ask for permission. Don't seek approval. Just trust your own decision and go for it. It could be something small like expressing an opinion you'd normally keep to yourself, or something bigger, like finally taking the first step on a project you've always wanted to start. Observe how, in most cases, nothing bad happens. No one is paying as much attention to you as you think. And more importantly, experience the freedom that comes with it. This small experiment could be the first step toward a profound and permanent mindset shift. Once you prove to yourself that you can live without caring about what others think, you will never be the same again. If this video resonated with you, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And remember, true power comes when you stop caring about what doesn't matter. See you in the next video.